Greetings to the video. Today we're going to go over 9 mistakes that most beginner cyclists make when they come to cycling. I have made a lot of these mistakes myself, so I was like, I will share some of the things that I did wrong to hopefully make your start in cycling a lot more smooth than mine was. The first one is wearing underwear with cycling shorts or bibs. So basically cycling bibs are the ones with the straps down, cycling shorts are the ones that you just pull up, but they have a chamois in them. It's basically like a bit of extra padding just to keep you comfortable on the bike. However, just don't wear underwear with them because you're going to get so much chafing, it's going to make it so much more uncomfortable. They aren't designed to be worn with underwear, so yeah, save yourself that pain. The second one is poor bike fit. And the main thing I see with people that are new to cycling is they put their saddle way too low. And if your saddle is too low, I understand why people do it. I think it's because you want to feel like you can get your foot down on the floor really easily, and you should be able to do it quite easily. But if it's too low, it's going to make climbing or any kind of incline so much harder if your saddle is too low, because you're not able to kind of push your quads and your glutes properly if your saddle is too low. So just try lifting it a little bit. I've got a couple of videos on bike fit. I will leave them below. You can do your own bike fit at home. Also, it's important to remember what size bike you should be on. So if you are new to cycling, you've bought your bike, say off Facebook or eBay, and you're not sure it's the right size, then please go online and just double check. Find that brand of bike and find your height on the brand's website just to make sure it is the right fit, because it's not going to be enjoyable if you're on the wrong size bike for you. So yeah, just go and do that. I'll leave a link to that video below so you can do your own bike fit at home. It will make cycling so much more comfortable. The third one, I definitely did this, and that was ignoring maintenance of my bike. And I think the main thing to do with this is it seems very daunting. So just for example, when I first got this bike, I didn't even know how to use the gear. So anything to do with like maintaining it or keeping it running really well, or fixing flats or fixing snap chains, I was like, I've got no idea. Please educate yourself and learn how to do this. If I can do it and I can learn how to do it, you absolutely can. I've actually made a video of all the different, I guess, mechanicals that you can have and how to fix them if you're on the side of a road and what tools you need. So I'll leave a link to that video below. But yeah, making sure that you can fix a flat tire, making sure you can fix a snap chain and the tools that you're going to need to be able to do that. And also been indexing your gears on a ride. So if your gears are kind of skipping and they're a little bit out of line, you'll be able to do that actually on a ride. Like I say, it is daunting, but you do need to know how to be able to do that. Right, the third one is not fueling or hydrating properly. I do think it's a rite of passage for all cyclists when they start cycling. They call it bonking. And it's basically when you haven't got enough fuel in your body just to continue riding. I've had it a few times when I first started riding. It's not pleasant. Leave your experience of this below, but it's just, I remember doing it once and you just get teary and you get frustrated and you're like, why can't I just ride? And mainly it's because you've not eaten enough food. I remember a friend like shoving a Cliff Bar in my mouth being like, Kate, you need to eat because you're basically not eating enough. And so yeah, make sure that you're eating plenty on those rides. So it doesn't have to be like cycling nutrition like gels. It can just be like your favourite sweets, your favourite biscuit, like some dried fruit or a banana, or just make sure you've always got a little snack with you. I don't ever go out without some kind of food on me just in case. So, and I think with hydration, have electrolytes. I always used to think they were a bit of a scam. I do think they have their place in cycling, so make sure you've got electrolytes in your water bottles. You can make your own, just put a little bit of salt and some like lemon or lime juice in your bottle. But just make sure that you are replacing the electrolytes that you are sweating out. Number 5 is being really shy on the roads. When I first started cycling, I started learning road cycling when I was in Adelaide, Australia. And Australia have got a bit of a reputation for not being the friendliest to cyclists. And so I feel like that gave me a really good starting point. I was like, okay, this is how the roads are. But I think the main thing is just knowing that you have a right to be there, that you are not meant to just be riding right up against the curb and letting people go around you, because it's actually more dangerous if you are so close to the curb. Because if there's like a little bit of a pothole that you need to avoid, you're just going to then kind of come further out, and you have a right to be on the road. So just be very clear, very confident, be confident with your signal as well, so people know where you're going, so the road knows is where you're going to be moving. Just be confident. And I think the confidence comes from, I would say, start off riding around like the roads that you know and building that confidence up. And so that when you go further away, you're kind of used to it by then. So yeah, definitely just get confident on the roads. Know that you've got a right to be there, and yeah, just be confident. Number 6, I think we're on number 6, is, and I wish that I could just solve this problem for everybody. It's not necessarily a mistake, but it's riding with the wrong saddle. And I think the mistake that beginners make is that they think that it's normal to have saddle pain when you're riding. It's not. You shouldn't really be in any pain on the saddle when you're riding. And I think we just accept it's like, oh, it just must be me. No. There will be a saddle that fits you perfectly, that you don't have any pain, and it's just finding that. There's not one that fits everybody, which is frustrating, but we're all very different. So it's finding the right saddle for you. However, what I will say is there are some things that you can do to make sure that the saddle that you have right now is in the right place. Because you can have the right saddle, but if it's set up wrong, it will still be uncomfortable. I've got a video on this that I did with bike fitter Phil Burt, so I will leave a link to that below. So do all these steps first before you then go searching for another saddle. Just in context, like I found my perfect saddle and they discontinued it. And so I rang the company, I was like, how many do you have left? I think they had 6, so I bought them all, but saddles do wear out and I'm on my last one, so I need to start my search again for a new saddle, which I'm not really looking forward to. But it's just trial and error, so like see if you can borrow some of your friends' saddles, like go on their bikes and you just got to try a couple of different ones to find your perfect saddle. Right, the next one, I can't remember what number we're on, I think we're on number 8, but that is thinking that your rides aren't long enough or far enough or hilly enough or whatever. Because I guess runners do this as well, that if you're not running at a set distance or a set pace, we think, oh, we're not a runner. And I think cyclists do this too, that, oh, I'm not riding that far, I'm only riding to the shops, I'm only commuting 5k to work. You are still a cyclist if you are riding your bike. So don't get too stressed or worried about the distances that you're riding. As long as you are enjoying it and as long as you are, you know, riding your bike, that's all that matters. And I guess this leads me on to my last point, number 9, I think we're on number 9, is that don't compare yourself to other people, potentially that have been doing it a lot longer than you, because we're all different and we're all different and better at different things and different aspects of cycling. And if you keep comparing yourself with your ride to somebody else, it's not encouraging. And that leads me on to the last point, which is don't compare yourself to other people and what they're riding and what they're doing, because we're all different and we all are good at different things in cycling. Look, cycling is amazing because there's so many different aspects of it that we can all be good and try different things to find what you really love and what you're really good at. Just for example, this weekend I went on a club ride, and these club rides generally tend to be quite short but quite fast riding. And for me, my strength in cycling is long, really hilly, multi-day, day after day after day after day rides. I'm not great at really short, really fast rides. So if I was going to compare myself to all these other riders that I guess what they specialise in or what they're better at are those shorter, faster rides, I would come away from that feeling like, oh, I'm a terrible cyclist, but I just know what I'm good at and what my strengths are. And equally, you can always change them. You can always train in different ways and practice in different ways to get better at different elements. But there are so many different aspects of cycling that you can get better at and try out. There's touring, there is racing, road racing, gravel riding, there's time trials, hill climbs. There's so many different things that you can try and find your niche of what you're good at. So yeah, just don't compare yourself to other people. Just find what you are good at. And ultimately, if you're riding your bike and having fun, then that is all that matters. I really hope that those tips have helped anyone else that's watching. Please leave your mistakes that you made when you were a beginner, because I know the beginners that are watching this will find massive help from more experienced riders, because we've all done it. We've all been a beginner at some point. We've all learned off other people. So yeah, they would be the tips that I would give. Okay, I think that's everything for this video. Thank you so much. Yeah, leave your tips below. I'll leave all the videos that I've mentioned linked in the description box. So yeah, go and have a look at those if you want to learn more. And I will see you all next video. Okay, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.